out of Webster, South Dakota.
Walking in that cage and walking out.
Logan Storley.
The roller coaster ride of getting ready and putting the work I put in for 8 weeks. And then getting a win. I don't think there's any job or amount of money or anything that makes you feel like that. Just feeling alive. I mean, I could go do other things and work a 9 to 5 and do my thing, but this is what I'm happen to be really good at, and I just have that feeling of, man, I love this.
The first seeds of Logan Storley's love of competition were planted on the family farm in northeast South Dakota.
We're east of Roslyn, a couple miles, so this is where I grew up and spent all my time. And obviously when I got into high school, I was traveling a lot with wrestling, so most of my summers I was gone quite a bit. But there's a lot of pictures of me with a cowboy hat, and I was a real farm kid there for a while.
Roslyn didn't have wrestling, so when Logan was 5 years old, his folks started driving him about 20 miles to Webster.
I won 4 or 5 little kid state titles. I liked it, my parents really didn't force me to do it, and it was something that I wanted to do for forever, and so that was kind of that's what I wanted to be, great at it.
From 2006, when he was just 13 years old, through 2011, Storley won 6 straight high school state championships, the results of talent and training and an almost obsessive amount of planning.
I had notebooks. I don't know where they're at, but I have 6 notebooks written out of what exactly was going to happen. The first round, quarters, semis, finals, who I was going to have, what the scores were. And after I won that first one, I was like, I'm gonna win 6. Because no one else worked like me, and I knew that. No one else did the camps that I did. No one else went and wrestled college guys. No one really wanted to do that all the time, and so I just I knew I was ahead of people with the way that I worked.
In college, Storley had a successful career at the University of Minnesota, but one that left him unsatisfied. As a teen, he and the Gophers were national runner-up twice to Penn State. Storley was a 4-time All-American, but he never won an individual national title, a fact that still motivates him. And the day he graduated, he headed to Arizona to start training for the next step.
I got in my truck and said, well, see you later, Minneapolis, and I'm going to fight. And then I fought at the Pentagon in August.
That was 2015. And he won that fight by TKO, and then won 4 more in a row in the minor leagues, so to speak. In 2017, Storley signed with big-time promoter Bellator, and he won 6 more fights in a row over the next 3 years. He was undefeated and rising in the ranks. And then, this past November, in the biggest fight of his young career, Storley faced Yaroslav Amosov, another unbeaten welterweight.
Yaroslav, Dynamo!
I knew it was close, and I knew, he was maybe the favorite, and things like that. But, it's something you learn from. I'm glad it happened now, early in my career, and you learn from it. At that stage, instead of being in a title fight, instead of defending your title for the second time, and you make those mistakes. So I learned a lot. I still think I'm the better fighter. I truly do in my mind, and I think a lot of other people do too. But that's the way fighting works. Is you got 3 people who sit behind the cage and make their decision, and that night I only got 1 out of the 3. So
the loss certainly stung Storley, but he says he has always learned more in his handful of losses than in his hundreds of wins. And while he waits for his next fight, his career is in good standing.
I'm a fight or 2 away from being right back in that title hunt. So that's kind of the plan now, is just to go back to the drawing board, get healthy, and hopefully get to go beat him up here, meet him again here soon.
It is not lost on Storley that is his job, to beat people up. But he is not a violent or an angry person. He is a tough guy when he needs to be, and a sweet guy when he doesn't.
I know what to do when when I'm in there and get that done. But when I'm done, it's like the last thing I want to do is fight or be aggressive, because I do it every day, all day long.
Storley has found the time and taken the time to coach little kids at a Sanford training facility in Florida. And he has recently taken up a new sport that can be as brutal as any.
I started golfing about 2 years ago in Florida. Of course, I had to get competitive and go get new clubs and start watching, go get lessons and do all that. But no, I enjoy playing golf, and I adopted a cat, and she keeps me busy.
So does business. Storley does have a business marketing degree, and he has put it to work in the last 5 years.
I do a lot of real estate investing, and so there's a lot of guys in Minnesota wrestling world that are in commodities and real estate investing, and so that's something I'm good at and I like and I enjoy, and have properties in Minneapolis, and so I enjoy that part. I'd love to come back here. I don't know if I'm a farmer or not. Ask my dad, he'll tell you I'm not. Yeah. No, I'd like to come back and be back in South Dakota, but we'll see.
And we'll see how long he goes in the MMA game. He is 28, and he points out that although training can be hard on any human, 12 fights in 5 years so far is not a lot.
I would like to fight until I'm 33, 34. I'd like to go win a belt and defend it a time or two. I think I'll be pretty happy with my career and what I've done to be the best in the world. And so I think if I can go do that, I will, then maybe I can go do something else,
Well, obviously, Brock Lesnar is the biggest wrestling name ever to come out of Webster, South Dakota, and there is some Lesnar influence on Storley, even though Lesnar is 15 years older. But Logan tells the story of when he was still in high school. He would go to Lesnar's training facility in Minnesota and spar and work out against guys like Tony Ferguson, who is a current UFC star, and Logan says that is really when he knew that he could compete with those kind of guys and make a living as a professional fighter.